this is my most favorite mod that we've done for our 15 TB, and I say we, I really mean Lou, who's behind the camera, but I mean, come on now. Look at all the counter space. And of course, who wouldn't love that the little camper only needs 2 burners. It doesn't need 3 burners. But more importantly, what you're really here for is to find out how Lou did this. So I'm gonna switch places and he's gonna take over.
All right, so what we did was the standard counter that we had before was a thinner counter. It had the large 3-burner stove and we had no counter space. So rip the counter out, and this isn't our idea. I actually got this idea. Another gentleman did it in the Facebook 15 TB group. I reached out to him a little bit, asked a couple questions, but he didn't have any pictures or video or anything like that. And I didn't do a video when I did it because there would have been way too much cussing, and so we're doing it after the fact just because we've gotten so many questions. So butcher block, just a regular countertop from Home Depot. It was maybe 150 bucks. It did have to be cut down. It did have to be shaped. There is an additional piece that we're going to replace this counter with eventually. When you go to take the counter out, so one of the things you need to remove the microwave, pull that out. That'll give you some visibility underneath. There's cleats that go around that have screws into the other counter that you need to remove. Under the sink itself, there's a, we'll just open it up here. Hopefully nothing will fall out on us. These back pieces here, you actually need to remove those as well so that you can get up and get into everything. Once the counter is off, use that one as a template so that you can get the exact size, get it as close as possible so you don't have any huge gaps anywhere. So the stove is a EPro. It says Greystone, but it's a EPro. It actually has LED lights on it. It has an electronic ignition, so you can, it'll light by itself. You don't need to use a lighter. It is cut out in a U shape. So once you figure out where you want to put it, cut it out in a U. You do have to cut the counter or the cabinet as well because it does tuck in and kind of underneath a little bit so that it will sit flush with the front of the counter. So there was definitely some modifications that needed to be done. The other thing was, again, use the template of the old one for the sink. The sink did not mount in the same way, so there were clips that were on the other one. This one I ended up actually just using cable ties. So there's cable ties with screw holes in them. So I wrapped the cable ties around those and then screwed them to the bottom of the countertop. The faucet, so we had replaced the faucet a while ago. It's just a residential, just regular standard $100 faucet from Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you want to go. One of the things you have to do to put in a residential is there's an adapter that you have to change out from the fitting that comes on the camper to go to a residential. There's a little, actually it's not an adapter, it's a new PEX fitting. So I swapped those out. So we'll put all the links for the stove, for the countertop, for the adapter, probably for a faucet as well. We can put down in the description below. And I also put shut-offs in there as well because I just want to be able to, you know, anytime you have anything, any water, you want to have shut-offs. The other thing I did as well was we had 2 drawers. One we used for dish towels and such, and the other was our junk drawer. So what I did was we always wanted a cubby for our shoes because, you know, we need the room. So what I did was I built a little, took the drawer out, took out all the hardware for the drawer, put a backing on the side. So now we can fit our shoes in there. So when we come in, we kind of tuck them away, keep our camp shoes in there. It's all good.
There's one other thing that is not counter, faucet, stove related. That's another little mod that handyman Lou did. These nets are like the worst thing in the world. And I know I'm being dramatic, but Lou found a way to make Lou found a way to make it much easier for me so that I'm not destroying our little cubicle cubbies here, which we'll be replacing, or we have replaced, just haven't used them yet. But look at the magic. Check it out. They just drop down. Some of you may have already done that, but then when we're camping, I just tuck them underneath, and then you don't have to see the hideous, awful black nets. And then when we get ready to leave, we just bada boom, bada boom. So another mod that made me super happy. And yeah, I think that's it.
We're gonna get rid of these things. These most horrible stairs ever, that I don't know how many times they almost get ripped off because I am leveling the camper or hooking up to the camper or doing something and forgetting the stairs are down. So, looking to replace those. Figuring out how to put ones that mount underneath, like the older camper styles, that will just extend out, walk out. You don't have to worry about all the sand and dirt coming into the camper when you're folding them up. Hopefully make life a little easier.
Yeah. So that's some of what we've done and what we plan to do, and I think that catches us all up.
Yep. Feel free to comment down below, ask questions. We're usually right on top of it, be able to answer all your questions. Again, all the links will be down below, and hopefully it'll help you make your camping life a little bit easier too.
Yeah, and as we always say,
keep wandering.
Keep wandering. Bye.